welcome to this pop-up lesson. We're going to talk about the blues scale. We're going to talk about the connection note, that F sharp. We're going to talk about the top half of the blues scale, the bottom half of the blues scale, and also the and. So using the ands of things, so we can either start a phrase on the and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Or you can end on an and, 1, 2, 4. And so ending on an and also creates a lot of really nice rhythmic things happening. So another thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at I See a Pattern Blues, which is a good way to use the blues scale with one of our original tunes. And other than that, we're going to check in with you guys and see how everybody's doing. And let me go ahead and, let me see if we're live. Let me make sure. It says we're live here, and let me just double check. Okay, now I think we're live. All right, let me double check this. All right, so I'll wait for that to kick in. 4 people watching. What's up, T-Man? Good to see you. Let's see. Are we live? Let me check. Okay, we are live. Okay. I was delayed. Good to see you, Dad. You're first on today. All right, so I don't know if everybody heard that, but the main goal for today is we're going to do the C blues scale all the way up. We're going to talk about the first 5 notes, which is, of course, the whole focus on our... Oh, the sound is low. Okay, give me 1 second. Thank you. All right, let me check. I forgot that I'm using my new streaming software, which I have to do a couple other things. We're starting to really dial everything in, so that's good. That should fix it right there. And you can confirm that, Dad, for me. That would be awesome. All right, we should be good now on the volume. Let me check one more setting. Okay. All right, let me know if that's good. So, again, the first 5 notes of the blues scale, the top half of the blues scale, and also our connection note, which is our F sharp. The other thing we're going to do is the and. So the idea of learning how to do the and to make some really rhythmic things happening, some nice things. So like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Even that right there sounds good. Even on the way down, 1, 2, 3. Or you can also end on the end. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right? That creates a lot of nice interest there. Some nice melodic things happening and rhythmic things happening. So when we play the blues scale, we're going to have that F sharp as our connection note. So even when I'm practicing playing the blues scale all the way up and down, I really think about that F sharp as a great transition note. All right, we welcome to all of you. We are on YouTube Live, and we're also, I sent out an email to several just friends that are either in one of our academies or just somebody that I wanted to add to our list of just to say hey and to make sure you guys are practicing. So a couple of very quick updates and we'll dive right in is that I did start something new on the YouTube channel. This is not for anybody to have to do this, but this is just like if you want to help support the YouTube live stream. I finally set that up. There are a couple of different tiers. You can join and you can decide what amount you want to do. And I think there are four different options. And I want to be able to give our YouTube public kind of a behind the scenes thing where I'll give out PDFs, brand new videos that are coming out, and lots of really nice goodies. It's one way you can help support the stream. That's officially live as of yesterday, and I have 0 subscribers at this point, but my hope is that people will want to give to the channel at some point. All right, let's dig in and do some music. So let's just go quickly over the blues scale. You have the root of C major. You always think of whatever scale you're in order to build chords, licks, and things, you need to know your major scales. So we start with C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you take the first note, 1. The pattern is 1, flat 3 of the C scale. Not a major third, but a flat that. The 4th, the sharp 4. and then the fifth note, the flat 7, and then the root. That's a C minor blues scale. The fingering that I want you to use, just to make sure we're good, is when you're going up the entire scale, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And notice that on the way back down, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's such a nice pattern there. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. Okay, and what I would like for you guys to do, I see right now it's just T-Man, it's just my dad in the chat. If somebody else wants to say hello, I see we have several people watching now. That would be awesome. All right, so let's talk about the and why that's important. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. There's something that happens really nice when you start on the end of 3 is a good note to start, or a good beat to start on. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And let me do this. In the left hand for right now, I'm going to do our 1, 5 to 1, 6, which is in our beginning blues course that just got released. Is this idea of 5, 2, finger 5, 2, and 1 and 5 of the C scale to 1 and 6. So 5, 2 to fingers 5 and 1. And just get that going over. You can do quarter notes. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2 and 3. And even when I go to the F chord, I do the same thing. Time. And 2, 2 and 3. 2, and I'm just doing the end of 3. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit more. If my rhythm of the day is the and of 3, starting my phrases on the and of 3, that's not a bad goal to get. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And what I decided to do for today's lesson, we're going to take about 5 different patterns and learn how to connect those with this idea of the and of 3. So one of the patterns is just the first 4 notes of the C minor pentatonic scale, which is like the blues scale, but it doesn't have that sharp 4, that F sharp. So it's just C, E flat, F, G. And just what I did there, I went 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Hey, Peter, good to see you. Awesome, Peter. Yeah, we missed you on the stream yesterday, but so glad that you're here today. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And 4, and 1, 2, and 3. Now let's do this. So we know that that's a great pattern and it'll work over the entire blues. Well, what's another thing we can do? We've been working from the shapes course and the idea of the top half of the blues scale. What's so nice about that, and this is actually in the shapes course. Let me just pull this one up just so you guys can have a look at the shapes course where I'm showing you the example here. So if you scroll down, we're going to go all the way down to this idea of the triplet lick, which is, it's actually in Blues Volume 2, but it also made it in the shapes course because this is a shape. Let's talk about how to get into this shape and why it works. If you take the top half of the blues scale and you do the 5th note of the C scale, the flat 7, the root, and the minor 3rd, I want you to notice that my middle finger is on C. Whatever key you're in, this is a great trick. These are like secret sauce tips, okay? So you have the idea of we're in the C blues, my middle finger goes on C. My thumb is going to naturally hover over, hey Vicky, good to see you, the 5th note. So now we have 2 notes, and then you have the flat 7 there, my index finger, and then the top gets my minor 3rd. And all 4 of those notes work great. And within a C blues, you can actually do the pattern that we have in this chart is da 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 da. It's just a triplet, like 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then. Peter knows this lick. T-Man knows it, and Vicky knows it. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da. I can go up, I can go down, and notice that all the notes are going to work. Listen to this. Even when I go to F. I did just there, which was kind of nice, is I did this turnaround we've been doing. A turnaround is a set of chords or an idea or a riff, something to help get back to the top of the blues. And we've been working on this one this past week at iMusicAcademy. You start on C if you're in the key of C. In the right hand, you go down a whole step. In the left hand, you go up a third. And you end on the fifth. So you go up a third, so the C up to E. In the right hand, you go to B flat. So that's step one. C's together. And then you go chromatically, meaning one note at a time, and you end on the fifth note of the scale. That's a really fun trick. So it doesn't matter what key I'm in, I could do the same trick. Down a whole step, up a third. Okay, so that's the idea of that. But what I did was and then I crossed over to, again, my connection fingering for today is the F sharp. What is up, Doug? So good to see you. Awesome. Everybody say hey to Doug. All right, so F sharp, you got that F sharp. That's your connection finger. Whenever you're transitioning on your minor blues scale, I want you to visualize that F sharp. In fact, that's a great lick and idea. Just go 4, 3, 2, 1. Ba da da da. Ba da 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 da. Okay, now let's go back to this pattern that we've been working on. So remember, your middle finger, this is your secret sauce right here. Middle finger goes on whatever key you're in the key of C. We go, or I could do it like it's written. Doesn't matter the order I play these things. I can start at the bottom. I could do it in the middle and go down. Now watch when I go to the F chord, same thing. Now watch this. Okay, now let's talk about something related to this bass line. So right now we're doing a solo bass line, which is part of the new course. We have a beginner's course that just came out. I've always wanted to do it. It's out, and it takes the first 5 notes of the blues scale, and the whole course, almost the whole course, deals with shape 1, which is the first 5 notes of the blues scale. I encourage everybody to get this where you get your fingers on kind of muscle memory that you build up. So it's really one shape, and it sounds horrible when you play it all together, but you get to where your fingers are hovering over each note that you need, and you don't even have to look after you do the required muscle development of muscle memory. But I can do this. All the notes are going to work in any order, and this new course has 15 different patterns how to play this. But also there's a section that takes you through every single pattern, also using the left-hand bass pattern. And I teach you how to lock up the hands. I'm going to teach you this right now, is that the way the sheet music is written in this example, for instance, it has 8th notes. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And with the lick, but even to get that, you have to know how to count. And it's like, for this example, it's like this: 1 and then. So it's a triplet, or 1 triplet, however you decide to do it. But there's 2 beats that you get: 1 triplet, and then the 3rd beat of the triplet gets the C and G again. So we talk about that, but the other thing, the reason I brought that up is because I want you to know that you can simplify the bass line and do quarter notes, which I really like the sound of that as well. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of, that can be a later kind of thing, but even this, quarter notes is really nice. I do fingers 5, 2 to 5, 1. I could go. Okay, so now let's keep moving on, and good to see, once again, it's really awesome having all of you here. Part of what I'm doing today, this is for our YouTube community, is finally I did decide to do where you can do a channel membership, and there's a join button. I will be waiting for my first person that just wants to, again, this is for people who just want to support the channel. You can also get behind the scene things. You can get PDFs. You can get lots of exclusive things. So this is my getting into the world of the public YouTube channel thing. I finally set it up, and you just can hit join there and just see kind of what we're talking about here. But really, this lesson is about the shapes course. And you guys know, now T-Man's a member, of course, Vicky's a member, and Peter is a member. And we've been going through the blues shapes course and the new course. And these really work well together. Like the shapes course that I'm giving away as a gift, if anybody gets the solo piano course, you get, until the end of this week, you get the shapes course. And lots of people have been taking me up on that, which I really, really appreciate it. I even had a couple members buy it twice, which is hilarious. But the shapes course works so well. This minor third thing is a perfect example of how this connects to this, right? So even just in quarter notes, watch this. Okay, now something I did just then, I went 1, 2, 3, ba-da-da-da-da. That is part of today's lesson, the and of 3. So everybody do 3 and a plus if you can do that. If you're on your phone or however you want to do it, put 3 plus, because I want you to understand that the rhythm for the day is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 1, 1, 2, and 3, ba-da-da-da. And you can just play a little bit and then rest a little bit. 2 and 3 and 4 and change chords, but use the same notes. And 1 and 2 and. That's an easy turnaround where you go C, B flat, so down a whole step chromatically down to the 5th. That's a fun one as well. All right, so we have the and of 3. 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, or the plus sign. Yes, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3. Another way that you could do it is if you start on beat 3, watch what happens. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So it creates an offbeat there. 1, 2, da 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 da. If you notice one thing I did there, I went ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. That's what we call pentatonic. All that is the first 4 notes, 5 notes of the C blues scale, and then you have that F sharp turns it into the blues things. When you join the YouTube, is the recurring charge through Venmo? I think it's. I don't think so. I don't think it's through Venmo. I think it's through kind of a YouTube. I'm trying to think of what it is. So I subscribe through a couple things through YouTube, and it just goes through. I think it's just like a normal thing. Maybe that's a good thing to Google. It's a very legit way of doing it. I subscribe to other people as well, and so I'm very familiar with that. And it's just like somebody, if they get YouTube TV, like it all is Google related, I think. But that's a great question, and I don't know the answer to that. But we can find that out. But thanks for the question, Doug. But isn't that nice, everyone, where you go ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, and I can either do 1, 2 on the downbeat, 3 and 4, and will give me the and I'm looking for, or I can do the and of 3. 1, 2, 3, ba-da-da. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. And that puts it on the downbeat. So 1, 2, and 3. Ba-da-da-da. Let's stay with that one for a minute. And what I did is I went 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. And that time, you see how I transitioned and I wanted to hear that F sharp, which is our tritone idea. Okay, now I'm going to remind you guys of a couple of more really important things. So within our newest chorus, I tell you guys that one little secret that people don't often think about is that if I play the first 5 notes of the blues scale, that's going to sound fantastic and amazing. But if I go down 3 half steps from the C, whatever key I'm in, 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3, now I can do this same blues pattern, the A blues scale pattern, first 4 notes, and it's going to sound fantastic. Listen to this. Okay, let's talk about what I just did there. I just did the blues scale coming down, right? So I took this idea of the first 5 notes of the blues scale, the top half of the blues scale, and I said, let's do this blues scale that we've been working on, but how can I make it sound where it's not just a scale like going, right? We don't want that. But how can we do it to where it's going to sound really nice and melodic? Even if I did play these same exact notes going up or down, you can use rhythm. Let me do it a little bit different. I'll just do the same notes again. I'm going to go. So I did. More of this. But what I love, one of my favorite things to do, is the offbeat of the blues scale on the way down. Again, even when I go to F. So you see what I'm doing there? I either went on the downbeat or I did the and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which brings me up to a next very important thing is the and. Let me do this. I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys. I tell you what, I'll put this in the description after. I'll put the I See a Pattern Blues. So in our music academies, and even for this YouTube channel, if anybody signs up, I'm going to do something fun. If anybody signs up for and joins the YouTube channel, which has 0 subscribers right now, if you do that, I'm going to send you 2 things. Or I have to figure out how to put the files in, but I'll make sure that everybody gets the shapes course. I'm going to give you my shapes course when you join. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send you I See a Pattern Blues. That's this. Play I see a pattern, a pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. Da, 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 da. Okay, so all that whole song, and it of course has lyrics, is the idea of 1, the more I play, I see a pattern. The pattern is the blues scale. And the and of 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the other thing this does, which is also in the brand new beginner blues course, the whole course is based on the first 5 notes, but there are a couple times that I break the rules a little bit. One of those is to do this Oscar Peterson idea of Oscar Peterson type idea. Using the tritone is a really fun thing. A tritone is the sharp 4 away, and we do 2, 5, 2, 1, and you go minor third. All right, so it is 8:56. We're going to go till 9:15, okay? So just know that we're going till 9:15, and then we'll be done. This idea is a part of the I See a Pattern blues, but so you go 1. Actually, is this? Yeah, something like that. Awesome. Yeah, but isn't that fun? So the whole song right there teaches something very important. It teaches you that the blues scale sounds really nice by itself, just a straight scale, but you can make it even sound better by changing it up different ways. One of the ways you can do it is the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And the only other thing that this particular song is doing is it's reminding you can do the blues scale coming down, and then you can also do this tritone idea, which is kind of Oscar Peterson-ish, which is in the blues beginning blues course that just came out. Okay, now let's continue. There are a couple more things we're going to do. We're going to talk about how do you practice this stuff, and like how do you get to where you're not overwhelmed. And one of the things I love to teach is, we're constantly doing repetition in our academies. We have a Chord Academy, of course, and then our All Access Academy, and we do this all the time. We'll take these ideas, like the top half of the blues scale. You're taking something that you know is going to work. All 4 of these notes are going to work no matter what chord I'm on. And I'm going to use my middle finger to get there for whatever key I'm in. Isn't that nice how that middle finger says, all right, I'm in C blues. The minor third sounds amazing on top. And then you have the thumb hovering over the G, and there's their flat 7. So you have this idea right here. Now, at first, doing something like this is going to be hard because you've never done that before, and you have to build up muscle, right, to do that. So as you're doing it, you can do it really simple. You could go, let me do that. Even when I go to the F chord. Okay, now the other thing I can do is I can go down here and I can do the first 5 notes of the C blues scale, right? And turn them around in lots of different ways. Let's go back up here. Okay, now let's do this. Speaking of that, I did write out 2 new etudes for our academy, and one of those is this. It's doing a so I wrote it. I have to write them out today. It's just a little fun note, is I have 2 etudes coming your way. The first one is this simple idea of turning around this idea. It's like this. That was the first one, and then the second one is this. It's going to be like, no, that's not it. It's this. like that. That is an etude that I'm writing out for you guys that just gets the fingers moving. And I'll do a whole teaching thing on both of those next week for sure. All right, back to this idea. I want you to leave this lesson today when we end at 9:15 of knowing this. You can have massive success by knowing this top half of the blues scale, okay? The other thing is the first 5 notes of the blues scale. This is why I did a whole course just then. Just this last week we released it on the first 5 notes of the blues scale. When I have always wanted to do a beginning blues piano course. And then when I really thought about how do I want to do it? How am I going to get people to understand that they can have success? And shape 1 was the answer. One shape, shape 1. And this idea of learning this pattern and getting used to going up and down what we call automatic pilot. You know, I teach how to lock up the hand so you can play anything if you can do it slow and straight. So like 1 and 2. All right, my C and A are with my F. And then there's my G. Okay, so then now I'm giving you the fast track version, but this idea, if you can slow everything down, you can get this automatic pilot going, right? And also, I'm building up muscle memory in my right hand here. And then, of course, coordination with the left hand. There's a whole strategy of teaching that. But then you say, well, how can I change these 5 notes around? Well, maybe I can do this. Or this. I may do one of the things that I said I broke the rules in the chorus, and you can go down 3 half steps from whatever key you're in, and then you could play the A minor blues scale. Same thing. Now watch when I go to the F chord. Still just A blues scale, first 4 notes. How about a blues scale? Okay, now let's keep going. So do you understand what we're talking about? We're talking about 3 patterns. Top half of the blues scale, the first 5 notes of the blues scale. Go down 3 half steps and it's still the shape 1, but down here on A. That's 3 patterns for success. And remember that your C blues scale, which we did the fingering at the beginning of this lesson, all the way up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, showed you how to do that. So get used to going up and down the blues scale. So 3, 2, 1, and our connection, our most important transition note is the F sharp. I love the F sharp, and it works as a great lick. I could go ba da da da. Okay, so we're going to sum up these 3 things. I have one more important thing that's going to change everything. Okay, so stay tuned on this. And if somebody can, just write down some of these key phrases or these key ideas that we're talking about. So we're talking about the top half of the blues scale. Somebody can write top half of the blues scale, shape 1. And then the other thing is the connection note, the F sharp is a really important thing. The other thing I want you to remember is that, of course, you can use the A blues scale. A blues scale, first 4 notes, 3 half steps down. And then what is the rhythm for today? It's the and, using these simple shapes and using the and of 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. And 4 and 1, 2 and, or I could use the top half of the blues scale, 2 and 3, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. Okay, now let's keep going on. So here's your next tip. At iMusicAcademy, Peter knows, and Vicky knows, and T-Man knows, is that we do Ray Charles stuff, right? I've done whole courses. I have a whole workshop that we've done, sheet music, everything written out, where we go. So it's like taking the idea of, that what I'd say idea. But what's so good about Ray Charles is you can learn how to slide on your notes. And instead of sliding on the fifth, which is what they do in the original song, you can do that on the third as well. So you get this idea of the minor third to major third. Okay? As I recap this lesson, we could go minor blues all day long, right? It sounds great. You do the blues scale. It sounds great, but what really sounds nice is when you add that major third in, because we want a little bit of tension, but we want a little release, a little happiness, right? So you can do a couple things. You can do, and there I just went 1, 2, 3, and my target note is getting to that third. I want to have a little happiness there. G, I do the minor third to major third. Oh, Ray Charles right there. I could go. Hey, I tell you what, another thing I'm going to do, if somebody joins the, that's another gift I could give away, is that when you join any of the tiers, I'll give you the Ray Charles PDFs. But what I love about that is not only have I done courses on that, I also put that in our 20 tips for 5-minute practice success. I put Ray Charles stuff. This idea. Now, the key to the Ray Charles stuff is this. One of the keys, what I like to call down home fingering. It's like not a traditional fingering that I would have normally used. I did start out as a classical musician when I started playing, and so the idea of like sliding from 2 to 2 was so foreign to me, or even sliding down 3 to 3 just seems like why in the world would you do that? Now I get it. And I had to learn how to do, like, it took me a while to figure this little slide out. But the idea is just get used to sliding finger 2 to 2, and you can also go the minor third down to D, and just get used to going 3 to 3. So I go. All right, now I don't expect everybody to get that lick right away. What I do want you to know is this idea of the minor third to major third. That's why you've heard in Blues Volume 1, we have this lick where it goes like this. What's happening is minor third to major third sound. Okay, so in the shapes course, let me just go here, and I'm going to pull up the shapes course because I want to change something, show you another idea. Now, even in the shapes course, I'm just scanning through this. It has the idea of using that 6th note. So you go, and it goes da 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 da. Actually, it goes. This idea of da 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 da, a little jazzy idea to your blues. But what's happening here is a C triad, and we go 3, 5, 4, 2, 3. That's called an enclosure. But the key part of that is minor third to major third. But I want to focus all the way down here to, oh, that's a fun Oscar Peterson lick I got to show you guys. All right, minor third to major third. I'm looking for one important lick. This idea right here. 2, 3, 5. This is what we call a triplet lick. Da da da. I can even do it like, or triplet. When I go to F, I can do the same thing. What did I do right there? Ba-da, ba-da. I went minor third to major third. Isn't that an amazing thing right there? That minor third to major third just makes it. Ba-da-da-da. So what a great thing to practice on any chord is the minor third sound to the major third. Ba-da-da. Watch this, minor third to major third. Back to minor third. Minor third to major third. How about blues scale? All right, now let's do a recap. We have 3 minutes, only 3 minutes left of this stream. I hope that you guys have really enjoyed this stream. I'm going to do a quick recap because I think it's important. I'll do a recap on the lesson, but I do want everybody to know that I'm going to put a couple of gifts. I said I'm going to put anybody who joins the membership, the new way to support the channel is you can join the membership. I don't think I have anybody who has joined at this point, but I will let everyone know when somebody does. There are lots of different tiers you can do. This is for either just supporting the channel or you want behind the scenes things. You can get some PDFs, some videos, all that kind of thing. When you join the YouTube, yes. Oh, okay. All right. Very good, Doug. That's exactly what we need to know. So Doug said when you join the YouTube channel, it asks for your credit card, debit card, or PayPal, which is perfect. That is exactly what I needed to hear. Awesome, Doug. Very good. Yeah. So we have a lot going on at iMusicAcademy. Like, it's probably the most exciting time ever for me because I have some amazing students, and we have 3 different ways you can be a part of the channel. You can, actually 4. You can just support and hang out on the YouTube channel, and I love that. I love when you guys comment on videos. I love when you reach out to me. And you can also join our All Access Academy if you're interested in that. Just email me. You can go bob@imusicacademy.com or bobtaylormusic@gmail.com. Lots of different ways you can get a hold of me. If you want more information about the All Access group, it's an amazing group of people. I go live 2 times a week minimum, but then because they're All Access, they also get access to the Chord Academy, which is Tuesday, Friday. The iMusicAcademy group that we have, we go live every Monday morning at 8 a.m. for 35 minutes. And then same thing on Thursday, 35 minutes. But all the replays are available, all the sheet music. We go through all the courses. I mean, it's a really neat thing. And then the Chord Academy is Tuesday and Friday. Lots of jazz chords, lots of blues chords, ideas, putting chords and context together. That's a lot of fun. So a lot of our All Access people double dip and they go to both. So we have those ways that you can be a part of everything. Also, I do have resources on my website, iMusicAcademy.com, and I have the new course that I released about beginning jazz, blues piano, and it's this first 5 notes, and there's a section on solo piano. There are backing tracks, tips on how to practice this, and then this week only, I'm including the shapes course, which is several of the things we were going through today. And then it's also on sale, by the way. There are obviously a lot of expenses that go along with what I do, but I love it. I love to teach. I love our community. I'm very thankful for that. Okay, so the newest way you can support is if you just want to, you're watching this video and you're like, man, that was kind of fun. I want to, support the channel. You can do that. There are different tiers. There's one that says, hey, I just want to join. I just want to support you. There are ways you can support me and at the same time get behind the scenes things, gifts, PDFs, all kinds of things. Is my way of giving back to you, supporting the channel. And then other than that, again, you don't have to join anything. You don't have to support in any way. Just by being here, I'm very thankful for each one of you. All right, so thank you again so much for being here. Let me give you the quick recap of what to expect when you rewatch this video. So today was all about the blues scale. The C minor blues scale goes up, root, minor third, 4, sharp 4, 5, flat 7, and 1. In order to play your scales and chords, you need to know your major scales. So like C major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you think in terms of numbers. So when I say, all right, let's do this formula for today for the minor blues scale, we're going to do the formula is 1, flat 3 of the major scale, 4, sharp 4, 5, flat 7, 1. So that's your formula of learning the minor blues scale. And I said the first 5 notes of the blues scale, I want you to get this shape down. I teach this all the time of locking up the hands, how to do that. Get this going on automatic pilot. And then you say C down to A. You can use the first 4 notes of the A blues scale. A little secret that's starting to get out now is that you can do that. You have just one shape and one shape in same shape in a different location gets you so much material. And then I said, I want your F sharp to be the transition note. Whenever I'm playing or practicing my blues scale up and down the keyboard, I'm visualizing that 4th finger on the F sharp. That helps me get there and I'm good to go. When you do the fingering for the C scale, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, thumb under, and you have to get used to that. And then your hand kind of naturally wants to go over the top half of the blues scale, which is the other important part of this lesson for today, the top half of the blues scale. I can take these 4 notes and over any chord it's going to work. Okay, so you had those. The only other thing that we added was this idea of the minor third to major third. That little slide to get to that tension to release. Like we can go do this all day long. But occasionally we want to hear that nice minor third to major third. Okay, so then the other thing that I said is I want you to do the and of 3 this week. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Even if it was just that one pattern, 1, and 2, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. And the other thing I said is you can either do the and of 3, or you can start on B3, and then it puts an and at the end of the phrase. 1, 2, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and... Isn't that neat the way that works? Okay, so we said that we had that. We'd have the minor third to major third, and that's always just such a nice sound. And then the last thing is the Oscar Peterson-ish idea that's in the blues, beginner blues thing. This is another thing where I said, all right, here's the first 5 notes and here's the whole course on that, but a couple of times I broke the rules. This is one of those. Go up to the tritone, and that's a great lick. And then just because you guys have been so awesome and amazing, I'm going to give you one other tip that's in the Blues Shapes course, and that is this. This is the most simple one, but probably the coolest one, is if I'm in the key of C, and speaking of Oscar Peterson, if I want to do a simple Oscar Peterson lick that I know right now everybody can do, is go to up to the 4th note of the scale and put your index finger on that F. Get up into the keys a little bit, and you put your pinky on the C on top. And all you're going to do is 2, 5 to 1 on the E flat. Da 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 da. So you got this. And at the end, I just went C minor chord. Da da da. All right, now, the very last thing, I just gave you the bonus. The very last thing is that I'm going to tell you the gifts. If anybody joins, I'm going to do this. Join one of the tiers. I'm going to send you, I'm going to put up in the membership area, somehow I'm going to get you guys the Shapes course, which is the bonus currently this week for people who are getting the other course. And then I'm going to get you the I See a Pattern Blues. And there was one other thing, the Ray Charles. I'm going to give you the Ray Charles PDFs. But don't just join and then cancel. I want you to really think about it. Like, yeah, do I want to support the channel? Yeah, great. Do I want to dig in and have fun and be a part of iMusicAcademy? Then I want you to join for sure. All right, let me do what we always do. In our amazing community, in our groups, we always get to say goodbye to each other, and I always do the same thing. I give shout-outs to the people in the chat. So, Dad, it was good to see you on first on today. Peter was a close second. Good to see you, Peter. Vicky, Doug. Always awesome to see Doug jumping in there. And then to all the people who've been watching and hanging out, I really appreciate you. I hope that you have fun with music. Don't ever feel like you get overwhelmed. If I give you 5 ideas, take one of them. Take the first 5 notes of the blues scale. Up and down. The new chorus has backing tracks, by the way, which are really, really cool. It's called Drums, Bass, and You. Just you're part of the trio, having fun. And for my solo part of it, it's just drums. So you get to jam out with a drummer. It's kind of neat. All right, so thank you again for being a part of this lesson. You can help me by commenting on this video, by subscribing to my channel if you're not subscribed, and then like this video. And for those of you who are already in the course, I see the newest course that we probably have 100 views. Well, maybe it's about 80 views, somewhere around there, of the newest course. Make sure you like that video, the beginning blues thing. I think that helps me know that you guys are checking in. All right, yeah, awesome. From sunny Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Doug. That's awesome. That sounds awesome, Doug. Looking forward to seeing you more with this awesome group of ours. Ha! My dad's joining. All right, I want to see who's first to join. Here's a quick fun fact, everyone. One of my family members, one of my nieces, is a streamer, and she has so many subs, people supporting her channel. It makes me. It's kind of hilarious how good she is at what she does in her community and everything. We have an amazing community too, and she kind of maybe indirectly helped make me think, you know what, maybe people want to support my channel, and so that's part of why I'm doing. I'm wanting to take all this to the next level, and you guys know how much I love to teach, and I love our community. All right, have a great day. Go practice. Have fun. See you in the next video.